All right, which is the best gun, SIG or GLOCK? I'm Mike O'Dad with USCCA, and today I'm going to test the 365X SIG Sauer as well as the GLOCK 48. They're both excellent guns for your everyday carry, but I'm going to find out which one is the best. So before I dive into the guns themselves, I just want to talk about the brands real quick. These brands are probably the most reliable pistol brands like in the history of pistols. Carrying a SIG is a gun that it's well made, it's dependable, it's reliable, and it's just top notch in my opinion. It was the Cadillac, that's how I always described it. The GLOCK, another gun that's just been incredible, used in the military. It's actually what's taken over in the team's GLOCK pistols. And they're just reliable, dependable, incredible pistols as well. I think of this more as like the Honda Civic. This is the gun that's cheaper, the gun that is reliable with factory parts, and it runs and runs and runs. So they're both great options. You can't go wrong with whichever you choose. But there are significant differences, right? Most significant between the two guns, firstly, is the grip angle. The grip angle, when you present out, will change completely the way you shoot. The grip angle of a SIG is much more vertical than the GLOCK. I don't know if you can see here, the GLOCK grip angle comes out much more, which forces you, as you hold the GLOCK, to aim down slightly. You aim down slightly. With the SIG, you aim up, and it allows you to relax the shoulders just a bit more, in my opinion, when I'm shooting this. So the grip angle is something where if you go back and forth from SIG to GLOCK, it's gonna really trip you up. So I don't recommend buying both and switching between the two. I recommend sticking with one. As I look through, the big differences between the 48 and the 365X are in the slide length. The barrel length and the slide length of the 48 is longer, which would make the SIG more concealable, but not by much, because the most important thing when you're concealing, the handle is what sticks out. So the handle length is usually what's gonna be printing, not so much the barrel length, because that's what's sticking inside your clothing. So I don't really see it as much of a difference in terms of concealability, although if you're putting it in a bag or a fanny pack, it would make a difference. The 365 is shorter. Both handles are very thin, almost single stack designs, but they do have double stack mags, so you can put 15 to 17 rounds inside. What that means to me is that both handles are gonna give you great full-size grips when you're shooting, which isn't gonna sacrifice your grip the same way if you shot like a Glock 26 or a 238, something that was ultra compact and you had your fingers hanging off of it. These guns are designed to fire. They're not designed to conceal. They're designed to be in a gunfight with. They're just a bit smaller. So both incredible designs in that regard. So in regards to the safety, that is something that is a big difference between the SIG and the GLOCK. The reliance on a safety, and the GLOCK does not rely on a safety, and that's something you have to decide personally what you want to run. Looking at the slides again, the sights that come on these, they're all gonna be the same stock sights. If you wanna upgrade, I would always upgrade to a night sight or a raised sight if I wanted to put a compensator, if I wanted to put an optic on it. The SIG comes with a removable base plate to put on an optic, and the GLOCK 48 does not. I'm sure they have models or slides that you could buy, but this particular model does not have that cut in it. And if you're gonna carry an optic, that's definitely something you wanna consider. Something I wanna bring up also is the SIG grip comes a little bit stippled, almost like grip tape from a skateboard. It's really nice. If you have sweaty hands, this is something that's gonna feel really good in your hands. The GLOCK, on the other hand, has the traditional GLOCK, very lame, basic grip in my opinion. I see most people, this is one of the first things they do is stipple these grips. The stock grip on a GLOCK, there's a reason they're so inexpensive. It's just plastic. And then lastly, let's bring up the rail versus no rail. The SIG 365X comes with a rail, Picatinny rail already attached for a light. When you're using for home defense, a light rail is definitely something you want to have. The GLOCK 48, on the other hand, does not have the rail. There are attachments you could put on, but this model in particular does not have a rail attachment. So once again, when making your decision for a purchase, how important is having a light for your everyday carry? Maybe this is a gun that I would only carry in the day, but if it's something I was planning on carrying overnight or even for home defense, something at night, this would not be the one that I would want to purchase. Look, I've carried both SIG and both GLOCK throughout my career, training, real life. Both are incredible guns. I've put hundreds of thousands, if not millions of rounds through both of these guns. The SIG, I've put all through my Navy career and then afterwards, and the GLOCK, some of the Navy career and then all afterwards. And I've broken almost every part of these guns, okay? And I don't mean that to say that they're unreliable. I say that to say I have put so many rounds through that I've put these through like an incredible amount of testing. They're all very simple to fix. They're all very cheap to replace. But when you put millions of rounds through, or hundreds of thousands or thousands of rounds through the guns, they're going to break down, and that is the goal. But are they reliable? Yes, they're more reliable than any custom gun I've shot. They're more reliable than other brands that I've shot because you can put them through the test. You don't always have to clean them, and they maintain their integrity and do their job. All right, first one up is the Glock 48. Let's give it a little timer just to see where we're at with this gun. 122, 122. Try one more. 1 second flat. See if I can get under one. 0.97, 0.97. Starting to throw a little bit to the right, but that's okay. I'm just seeing the speed on this. All right, now last thing, I'm just gonna do a quick grip test. I'm gonna shoot fast and just see how the grip feels. All right, so all in all, I really like the Glock 48. The design, very similar to what I'm used to with the normal Glock. The thin grip, I didn't think I would love the thin grip at first, but it actually feels, it feels a bit better than a normal Glock actually. A little bit different than the normal grip I'm used to, but I can still manage the recoil excellent. It's just a bit smaller, a bit more concealed, but it's not sacrificing any of that easy to shoot that bigger guns tend to have. I'm familiar with the grip angle because I shoot Glocks all the time, so I'm very familiar with this grip angle. So far, I'm really liking this. Now we're gonna go with the 365X. The 365X is a different grip angle than I'm used to, but I used to shoot SIGs all the time, so there shouldn't be much of an excuse. I'll just try to get used to it quickly. Biggest difference for my shooting purpose is gonna be the safety. May affect the time a little bit, may not, but I'll play around with it and tell you what I think. Let's give it a couple draw tests. I'm noticing just the safety, it's definitely a little bit slower. If I can try to engage it faster, I will. More reps would be better. I'm gonna try a few draws without the safety just to give it apples to apples kind of comparison, and then I'll try it with the safety. So right now I'm gonna go without the safety. All right, first shot was 126. See if we can go a bit quicker. 101, so about the same speed. About the same time. I'm not gonna say, like if I train this more, I'll probably do faster with this. So it's not that the draw times are any faster or slower, but I was running those without the safety. I'm gonna run it with the safety, which is how it was intended to be carried, and just see if that affects the speed. I know it will, but I'll try my best to go as fast as possible. 136. 117, getting faster. 109. So what I'm proving right now is not that I'm great with a SIG 365 or with the safeties in general, but with practice, that safety won't be much of an issue whatsoever. So far I got it down to 109 with the safety on. The more I train it, the more I get muscle memory, the easier that will be to get lower. So is it bringing your speed times down? No. But what it will do is if you don't train the same way that I do, if you don't train all the time and you in an emergency have to go up for your shot and you forget that safety, it's gonna bite you. Because as I was doing some of these drills, I had a few follies where I would draw and go to squeeze and I didn't hit the safety, because I don't run guns that have safeties all the time, especially not my CCW. So if you are gonna take this 365, it's a great gun, fantastic gun, love most things about it. That safety is something you either need to train, or go to your licensed gunsmith and have that thing removed. Not something you want to play around with when it comes to life-saving equipment. So which is it, Glock or SIG? For you guys at home, that's going to be very much a personal choice. I know a lot of people hate one and love the other, or vice versa. For me personally, I think these guns are damn near the same. They're identical minus the safety and the grip angle. Because I use the grip angle of a Glock most often, I'm going to go with Glock for the win. However, if somebody gifted me a 365, I would absolutely take one of these. I would remove the safety and I would keep this gun forever. It's a fantastic weapon. You cannot go wrong. I think there's a lot of personal choice, personal preference involved here. If you're looking for a gun that has more bells and whistles, things for accessories, then you're probably going to want to go with the SIG. The SIG has the cuts on the slide to mount an optic. The SIG comes with the rail for the light. The SIG comes generally in a more premium product. It comes just a little bit nicer. But when you're carrying, do you need those features? The answer is not always yes. For me, it's no. I would like a light on it, so one more reason why I would go with the Glock. But in terms of the shooting and the shooting alone, the grip angle for me personally, and not having a safety, I would go with a Glock. So which is it for you? Is it Glock or is it SIG? Let us know in the comments section below. I would love to hear if you use Glock, SIG, or something totally different. Absolutely let us know, and continue training, because that's how we move forward and that's how we progress.